the representatives and perhaps other members who have an opinion on that? Guess not. Yeah, those are judges. Well, judicial is the judiciary branch, yes. Not lawyers. Lawyers are not part of the judiciary branch. They are other people. Okay. Okay. If that is all, we can then continue with the reason I actually hosted this whole session. That is a. You may leave the stage, by the way. That is the debate regarding the Council of Republics and inactivity within of Congress or within Congress. Since Bob asked for it, I will allow him to take the floor first to give his petition.
Hello. Okay, so the first thing I do want to kind of talk about is the entire system of Council of Republics and why this hasn't formed yet. I do have this one question.
Go ahead.
Okay, Karikawa, I have seen it. So, I'll just explain my heart out and you can criticize me however you like. Now, when it comes to the Congress, it's like at the first time it was like established, it was pretty active for a moment. Then it became inactive due to uh, the server being the server being gone and the said like the pre-servers and the servers we played on were no, we didn't last very long. About that, I would just like to ask as like with Zukov making the inactivity bill, I think, and with the bill that like the bill I proposed, like the second bill, it kind of solves this problem at first, you might think, but then when you kind of look back, the only people who have actually been kind of contributing to this was me, Adam, and some cat guy. And one of the more active ones, Speedy, who is currently have been drafted, so he has retired from his position. Now, I would just like to ask of the representatives on how they think about fixing this problem. The second part I want to talk about is the Council of Republics. Now, I believe it has been a solid amount where the constitution was passed, and in that part it mentioned CR where governors would talk about their problems and make bills that were going to be either sent to us or the CC. While this is appreciated to some extent, I have talked with Shells, one of the governors, who's the governor of Aetherion, that there hasn't been formed something about this, like in not any group chats, not any voice like channels, not anything. And I would just like to ask why this hasn't formed yet, or at least made the setup. This is basically it what I want to ask to the public, also the premier and the chairman, especially adding, of course. Uh,
Okay. Is that all
yes.
for now? Okay. Um, well, then it's very simple. I'm going to look to the audience to see if anyone else has anything to add to that. Because that's kind of the point of the debate. To if anyone else has their own thoughts about this subject matter. By the way, I should also explain. I would also recommend you guys like summon members of the executive branch that you can then question on the issues that you're having. Like a Council of Republics, obviously, that's something that was instituted by the chairman, adding, and he, well, I would imagine that he would be the one to understand why it's not happened yet. You can, okay, then we'll see what if he comes.
Also, one thing to add, I would like to call upon the witness Shells quickly. That
Of
be
course, that's
to
possible.
confirm this, Shells.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Shells. On the count of the Congress, I would just generally want to ask a few questions, and I hope you can answer these truthfully. Is that okay with you?
We'll see. I might be a bit clueless, but
Okay, so first of all, I would just like to start off with my thing I mentioned. Is there any Council of Republics Discord group chat or channel anywhere?
like in the
Discord.
museum
Yes.
Discord, not that I know of. Council. Hold on.
Okay, I'm
No, I
sorry
can't see
to
anything.
yeah. Okay, so like Shells mentioned, there has been no counts of it. Well, has there been any messages regarding this formation of the council to your DMs by Adenov, Efim Adenovich, the previous chairman, or the Comrade General Secretary, or the current premier, the new chairman, as he has been doing some reforms?
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
I know that when I first joined the server, Katakov went through some stuff with me, about the Congress as well, like that I could propose bills and stuff. But um, yeah.
okay, well, thank you. I'd just like to go down and I called upon the witness to prove my point. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any sign of adding yet? Yeah, ghosted your call. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. What was exactly? Oh, sorry. I was a little bit distracted. Okay.
Okay, so Bob wanted my input on how to get more activity in Congress. I think the biggest thing that needs to happen is we just need to be on a like actual Minecraft server. I know that's difficult and that's going to take some time, so I assume that's probably just the biggest issue is getting something to actually play on. Because until then, we're kind of just making laws and not really having anything to do with those laws. Otherwise, I don't know. There's really not a lot I think that we can do until we like have the actual server established that we're planning on.
Yeah, that is a good point. Um, was there someone else? There is Bob again.
I would just like to first mention that Adam is currently AFK. He will be back and explain. Also, I would just like to mention one thing. During Wayhaven, Vasta, and those type of servers, actually, like when the Wayhaven Congress was opened, actually, I believe there were few laws made by us, Adam, and Zukov, obviously. I would just like to mention that kind of didn't help, but at the same, like, it was like kind of active at the same time. But when when all of the things that needed to be done were gone, people started to leave. For example, Shadow Phoenix, he was part of us, and Zukov actually kicked him out of the Congress as well. Also, I'll just like to give my turn to Adam here, who wants to talk, and then I want to come up on stage and question Karakov. Would that be alright with you, Speakerman?
Of course, of course.
Okay.
That's fine. I will first give actually the floor to another representative. Go ahead.
Hello, is my mic working?
I can hear you.
Okay, thankfully. All right, I might bring up 1 or 2 points Cat Guy did, because obviously I was away when he took his turn, I'd assume. So, number one, this is just about trying to fix activity in the Congress. I feel like one is obviously because we don't have enough people, but would it help if we made it more known how to join Congress? Because I feel like new people, in my opinion, how I joined Congress was much more different to, I think, how you get in now. Because I actually DM'd somebody and asked, could I be in Congress? I'm in Congress now. I'd assume people nowadays have to do different things. It might not even be known to them that they can be in this Congress. It feels like if we made it more known to them, hey, you can get into Congress this way, they'll try.
Yeah, perhaps. Okay, that's people agree. Well, let me just actually add on to that a little bit. So like, and also to like the general issue of nothing to do. Yeah, the main issue, of course, with I as speaker cannot just host a congress and expect stuff to happen. I host a congress, at least initially. I always hosted it when there were like a couple of bills we could talk about. And I now changed that a little bit with like allowing you guys to take some initiative and request a debate, such as this, so you can discuss stuff that you find important. That's an extra thing I added, but yeah, there is not really much to legislate if there is no need to legislate, you know. So that's a good point. Like the Congress Act, for example, that all the foundational laws that we created at the start of Congress are basically all set in stone, especially with the Constitution, refining all of the details. So yeah, the fact that there is nothing much to do is, yeah, that's unfortunate, but that is, I'm afraid, gonna be that way until there is an actual server we can play on, an actual like constant flow of new people with new ideas and interest in Congress. As for the fact of how to join Congress, I think it's pretty clear. I think it's like just as the same as you would join a regular directorate, because it's like all in the same ticket. So you can just press on Congress and you can just join it very easily. So yeah, I don't think that's that big of an issue. That's like that's what I want to add to it. You have anything else to add? Oh, hold up. Where is the thing? I guess not. Bob.
Okay, I would just like to add a few things. First of all, the role, I don't know if it's still like this, but I do believe the selecting commissars, directorates, that one, I think you have to find it yourself. I do believe something has to be like a guide that Discord actually sets, like for Discord servers. I don't know if we have one for this, but setting up a guide for them to, for example, chat in the general and then talk to roles, those type of things would provide the necessary steps they have to take. Also, I would like to call upon the Comrade General Secretary Katakov for questioning, please.
Yes, of course. He can get up himself.
Hello.
Wow.
Hello, Comrade General Secretary.
Hello.
So, one of the first questions I would like to ask is about the CRs. Why hasn't something have been formed yet? At least the
Well,
groundworks of something. If you're gonna say a Minecraft server hasn't been found yet, at least the groundwork would do. And it has been brought in my concern that there has been no groundwork for this.
well, I thank you for your question. One of the greatest questions. Now, the best way I can describe it is a queue stack. It's a computer thing. Your computer has multiple levels of queues, and the more important stuff are at the higher queues because those are the queues that are done first by the computer. So, to put that more in a practical sense, we're focusing on what's more urgently needed. What like if we were to do this now, would it be more useful than doing this other thing? So, if I were to maybe ban a spy from the UCL Discord, do I do that, or do I sing Kenk in a bedtime story? Which would I mean? It's a horrible example, but
What
you
is
get the
this
point.
example? Like, you're
Adam,
not taking Congress serious at all. I think, General
No.
Secretary. I don't think you take Congress very seriously.
I am. The point of that example is to show that there's things that are completely stupid, the things that can be delayed, and the things that I can do now. Now, in terms of the Council of CCRs, I will admit this is not something that I am involved in setting up. That is Adding's thing. However, it's not like Adding's just been sitting on his Turkish butt and doing nothing.
I don't
We
know
are
about that.
well, we are working on restarting an old project that a few people here may know the details of. The security reasons I'm not allowed to share. Project Vladika, old project that we had back in Wayhaven. We had results, however, due to Uskar, we were never able to finish it. We are continuing with that, and Adding is the main person handling that. I do agree that there should have been some sort of foundation set up, as I do not believe it would have taken that long. Especially with how many CCRs there are. There's like 4: Farvala, Fiorenza, Tankist, and Ethereon. Now, as I did mention in the chat, I have tried to get a hold of Adding, and he isn't present. But I'm sure that once he replies, which I believe he's currently suffering an internet outage, based on what I'm seeing. Once his internet is back, I'm sure he will. Once I tell him, I'm sure he will get that set up. It's probably just him. To summarize, is probably just Adding focusing on some of the more important stuff I have told him to do.
Yes,
Okay.
I do believe of that. Yeah. Also, I would generally ask of one other thing about this CR is you actually mentioned there were 4 governors, aka CCRs, correct?
Could you repeat that? Sorry, I was preoccupied with a foreign diplomat.
I was mentioning there is exactly 4 CCRs, correct?
Correct.
Wouldn't that actually? Never mind. I did ask this question in the Constitutional Congress. I do believe one other question regarding the entirety of the Congress. You mentioned you talked with Noner about this activity thing, but I would ask about this. Uh, earlier when I the first asked you about why Noner hasn't been active and could we remove him, you told me you contacted Adan and Noner himself to get him to be more active. Are you sure nothing changed, as this is his second warning. And I do believe
Well, when I spoke with Nona myself, which I have not done in a very long time, they just said that they didn't really read pings and to DM them when there was a session going on. I believe both me and China have messaged them, and we haven't gotten any sort of response. Now, I would like to point out there is a big difference between, consciously avoiding your duties and maybe just not being home when an event's happening. As you know, for example, Bob, we had a Loka battle a few months ago. You were not there because you couldn't be there. But Luca, who was online, he was in VC when the battle started. He just left VC to go play Bed Wars. See, big difference.
yes,
One of those people should be punished because they are avoiding service on purpose.
yes,
Now, in this current case for Nona, I know it does look bad, and I am also a bit annoyed. But I believe that there is a good reason, not really a good reason, but just an acceptable reason for why they aren't here right now. As if there was not, they would have been able to reply, or they would be seen playing a game through Discord, which, as you can see, they are currently offline on Discord.
Are you sure?
I am looking at their profile now.
Yes, yeah, they were inactive. I mean, what the main thing I would just like to say is, from the moment you added him, there's only been, like I said, 14 messages. And
Yes, I am aware of that. Now, I never added Nonna because I wanted to add Nonna, but rather it was due to the new CCR of Firenze joining the Union of Collectivized Lands. I wanted to ensure that they would have proper Congress representation, so I requested that Adam pick someone to, represent them. Adam chose Nonna, and Nonna didn't really attend and fulfill their duties up until I first spoke with them. As of right now, I have not seen. None of us have actually seen if they intend to, fulfill their commitment of serving the People's Congress. For all we know, they could have just decided to lie to my face, which is
not that
hurtful.
ideal.
However, not ideal. Yes. The question I might have just blanked out. Sorry.
Perfect, great. He's blanked out. We can then. There are some representatives waiting to ask questions. If there is nothing else, Bob.
Yeah, there's nothing. Actually, I do want to end the one thing. I want to mention to the Congress representatives, if you're thinking on voting no on the bill I propose to kick Nona and Nightcalc out, I would just like to say this: there is a clause that allows them to appeal this within, I believe, like after 3 days, and then they have a period where they could reapply or appeal this. And like Karakov said, if they truly, they don't know about this, I will message them and kind of try to get them contact of, and they could try to appeal it. But as of now, I do believe from the moment he was added to the Congress, like I mentioned, he has done nothing. So this is just my concern. Nothing else to add.
Okay. In that case, we shall then continue with the other representative. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I think, like, back to the issue of inactivity, I think, in the Minecraft server being the most important thing here, do we have a timeline on when we'll be on an actual Minecraft server?
There's a question for
At
me,
all?
right?
Yeah, yes, it is a question for you, Katakov, sorry.
All right. Yeah. No, you're good. Yes, we do. We have, I mean, as you've seen, we have Fern and Kane in BC often, and this question has been asked to them frequently. We do have a rough estimate, which is the month of October. Now, I believe that they are the type of people to not, well, give us a date and then delay it, and then delay it, and then eventually release a pre-order but no CD.
Yeah.
Shout out Rockstar Games. But I mean, at the very latest, maybe late October. I know a lot of Europeans are on holiday for a couple weeks during October, and a lot of Pectoria staff are European based. So most likely, I would say last week of October.
Yeah. Do you think then that there's like any sort of possibility of an interim server that like we would do? It'd be a small scale, like internal server on the UCL side of things only, but perhaps we could use that as like a stopgap measure until we get Pactoria or something going.
I believe that this is one of the most, I guess you could say, controversial, because there are people who are for this idea, but then there are other people who would like this idea, but are more, this idea will probably die in a few days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't need to last long, but
in terms
yeah.
of like an interim geopoll, we have given that too many tries, I think.
Would it be
We've
like
had
a
Vastala and other servers that have just turned out not so well, where stuff
Well,
have just been. Sorry.
the thought that I had then was, what if we make the server to be clear, so that way it's just like an internal UCL thing only, or maybe we divide some people in the UCL into like a few groups just for fun until we can get onto an actual geopol server.
Yes, as I said prior,
Tried that already.
Not tried it, China. We've discussed it a lot of times, especially with Command. I believe Hero Prime and Surfish have been some of the most vocal in favor of a server. However, there are people like me and Petrov who have the concern that if we were to host a server, it would kind of die out quite quickly.
Yeah.
And then because there's also a lot of different ideas being thrown around. For example, mods. If we did mods, a good friend Adam could not join because he is a bedrocker. I believe I did make a poll a bit ago on possibly just a Movecraft server where we would design ships and shoot them at each other for fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the results of that poll, and I do intend to look into that a bit more. However, a proper survival server, as you can't have mods, it would be basically vanilla. And
I mean, you can do. Oh yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. Okay. Well.
Update on Nonner. They just accepted my friend request.
Okay, ask them what the hell they are, please.
Oh, okay. Is this like a live mock trial of individual? I don't know exactly
What?
what
No,
the.
I'm just telling, like, what happened.
Oh.
Nonna has replied to me. Nonna has replied to me. China, next time you get up on the stage, I will rip your neck off and feed it to the pigeons.
Yes, mine ruler.
Oh, too bad. He didn't commit. Okay, Bob, is this still accurate? This invite to speak?
This is the final thing I would like to say, and I would just like to add one thing to Cat Guy's idea. Dividing up the server to 2 groups or more provides the opportunity for, as I believe some of us, and especially you, Karakov, you've recently reformed the Slatora Cosmos Educational Center, and there is both bureaucracy and an officer academy, which is leadership standing and basically maneuvering and commanding people. Is that correct?
Yes.
I do believe there's an opportunity to train people with this, as if we open a server like this.
Bob, if I may.
Yes.
There's a game we play known as Multi-Crew Tank Combat. In that game, you are a group of
You do
people
not.
working together
Yes,
with
yes.
one leader controlling a tank. Do you think you can see where I am going with this?
Yes, I do see where you're going with this, but it's just that, some people don't play Roblox and they play Minecraft instead. You're kind of forgetting that fact. So, you know.
However, the command, in terms of military command, a lot of the key skills can be transferred. There are some things that can't be transferred, like the different combats. You will have to adjust all of your stuff on the combat system. However, there is basic stuff such as communication, initiative, organization. These things I can teach on any game, and games like MTC. One of the main reasons I love doing them for game nights is that they help us coordinate better. It's a fun way to train everyone, because you guys all have to work as a team to beat the other team, and then laugh in their faces when you win, or get laughed at in your face when you lose. When you listen to each other, have proper plans and structure, you tend to win. When you don't listen, I notice that you tend to lose.
Yeah,
It's also quite educational in that sense.
yes.
You lose, you make a mistake, you learn from that mistake, and then you go in. And rather than making that mistake in a proper Minecraft war, you're making it in a game against, at worst, adding a username who might just mock you for like 2 minutes. But
Yeah,
those are 2 minutes of hell. I will admit.
Well, this is just the idea, as I do believe there's even an opportunity for this to train people. Also, about the Roblox thing, like I said, there's a lot of people. I do believe that they're not gonna play Roblox. They said they're here for Minecraft. So this is just to throw an idea. So other than that, I have no other things to say.
Then, Bob, why do you think I am looking into the
Yes,
Movecraft server? It's just the MTC, but with ships and in Minecraft, which is just dead ahead in Minecraft.
like I said, this was one thing to add to some cat guys, as I believe it's correct. So other than that, I have no other things.
Alright.
Okay. According to the procedures, however, every single representative who is impeached must be given the opportunity to defend themselves. Seeing as a candidate for removal, Nanner has joined, I would like to give. God help me, please. I would like to give him the floor.
Is Slatter yelling at you or what?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Right,
I would
if I still stay on
if you would
stage,
agree
or-
with that. I don't care, honestly.
Okay.
I don't even know if he wants to actually take the floor. So I guess if I'll invite you if you can accept it. If you want to defend yourself.
We need to send 5 billion to Israel.
Well, I cannot confirm or deny that, but no, you are of course being you are basically there's a bill on the table to remove you from office, and I was wondering if you have something to say in defense of yourself. On a serious note.
Yeah, no. I'm cooked.
No, okay. Well, if that is it, then I guess you can just go back. Okay. Unless there are any other representatives who have a something to add to this debate, I shall continue with the voting. Let's see, where are all the bills? Right. I have to look at her. I have to actually look at the bill because this may be. There are some changes that may. Well, I think this bill will require a supermajority, and this bill will require a supermajority. I think basically every bill needs a supermajority. Maybe the judicial impeachment next because that's not specified. So either way, let me just start voting. We'll start voting on the Voice of the People Act created by I forgot the name. It was Adam or Rokossowski, one of those people created but presented by Bob. If you are in favor of this bill, please raise your hand. This one. Don't raise your hand if you're not a member of Congress. These people have no respect. It's fine. Let me just count all the votes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a majority, and so that bill has passed. You may lower your hands again. Let me go to the next one. Okay. Okay, then we'll continue with the Judicial Impeachment Act. Those in favor, please raise your hand. One, two, three. Okay. Okay, that's again 4 votes in favor. Don't keep raising and then lower your hand. Be clear about your vote. Is it yes or no? We're not gonna play games here. Otherwise, it just fails. Okay, 4 votes in favor. That's what I'm counting. It's passed. And then the final one is, of course, the big impeachment act of certain individuals. Those in favor, please raise your hand. And again, I am counting 4 votes, so that is also passed. Let me just do my administration regarding that. One moment. Okay, thank you. That is all the votes. I don't think there is anything else. I think if there are no last comments from Central Committee members to close it off, then I think we can conclude this session of the Audio in Congress. It's not really an official session. I just made it a debate, but we did do some official business, so that is good. I thank you all for attending once again, and I hope to see you all next time. Glory to the UCL.
Hello.
Yeah. That should have won awards. The soul he had in his eyes when he said, "I'm cooked." That line put me into tears. And it was as
Yeah.
he
He
uses
was laughing like
majority.
he was laughing like a hyena, bro. I hear
Why
that.
is Rocker
Probably
calling
me.
me a femboy?
It's probably me.
No, Kalika, why did you do this to me? You turned.
It's cut guy.
No, Rocker's calling me a femboy.
I guess you're a femboy, La Latina.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Goals.
Don't get in the way of the rage bait.
Did I just hear Eid Coke?
Anyways, I said some nice
Don't
things in
talk.
general. It's fine. I
Don't
said
talk,
some
I
very
said
nice things to
no.
him.
I think for me the highlight of that is that Katakov is proud of me for once.
Yeah.
Katakov,
I am.
project you
I'm
mentioned.
proud of everyone who contributes.
Katakov, that project you mentioned. Should I know that? Because I don't
No, you
recognize.
shouldn't, because I've kept it a.
I swear we
well-kept
heard
secret.
heard the code name though.
Oh, wait, I mean, wait.
You've
Yeah,
had
I
it.
was gonna ask about it, but then I was like,
Yeah, I just heard
what's
it.
even the relevance?
I mean, Karako, I think, like, isn't Kalka part of this? Or am I just wrong?
No,
Okay, then he's okay.
it's one of those things where it's a pain in the ass to get working, but if we get it working, it's going to be like game changing.
Oh yeah, this is the exact one you were talking about. Yeah, I remember this.
Can you be a little more vague for us?
Logi,
listen more.
save me, Logi. Save the People's Republic of China,
Oh,
Logi.
China, shut up. No one cares about whatever you have to say with your autism skit.
You're complaining about him being vague, but like there's a reason he's being vague, you know.
I know.